Certainly want Bobby to get that big number 3,000. Matlack on the 0-1. Bobby hits a dive into the gap in left center field. There she is.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Ball Talk, episode 2.
Episode number 2. We made it actually to number 2.
Right? We made it. So first of all, I want to
We
thank
did.
everybody that watched the Vodcast, listened to
Yeah.
it last week.
Thank you so much.
It was really like we looked at the numbers and it was like shocking. Like that
Yeah, we
was
weren't expecting to have all those numbers right there. So for the first time, actually, for two guys who had no idea what they were doing, it was pretty decent, I would say. And yeah, we're happy for it. It's just a lot coming into the podcast right now.
Mhm.
And we have a lot of episodes to come and a lot of ideas we want to share with all you guys. And we just, expect that it's going to be amazing. And you guys like it, just let us know in the comment down below.
for sure. Yeah, that brought that exact good reminder there. Make sure to comment if you have any suggestions,
Yeah.
anything like that. I know we're just starting, but we have a lot of ideas of things we want to do, and it's coming. But we're always open to hear feedback too. So if you want to hear more, see more, if you want to get involved, actually, if you want to even get closer to us and hang out with us, we just created a Discord channel. Again, just like the podcast, it's very bare bones right now, but we have a lot of cool stuff planned for it as well. So we're gonna
The
drop
link is in the description down below.
yes, it'll be
Or
there.
somewhere here.
Yes. So episode 2,
that.
this is really
Yes.
special because
It is.
I personally didn't think we were going to be able to do this, but we're very happy to announce our very first
Mhm.
guest on the show.
Yes, sir.
And I don't want
Exactly.
to say he's a streamer, although he is a streamer, but he's so much more than that, right? Like
Yeah, way more than that.
he's a personality. He's amazing. And I got introduced to him just this week, a few days ago, and I started hanging out in his streams, and I immediately felt really welcome. And he was just like an incredible person to meet and to watch entertain. Like he's an entertainer. He's a person. I mean, he's so many things, right? On top of MLB The Show streamer, right? There's so many of us that do this.
He's definitely a guy with just, a great personality. And just going into his stream, you're going to have so many good vibes that
Yes.
you're gonna be like, wow, I want to stay here. This guy is amazing.
Yes.
Not the gameplay, it's just the way he is, the way he, talk with the people in the chat, the way he the guy is just great.
Totally
Let's just say it
agree.
like that.
Totally agree.
We know you're probably gonna see it on the title probably, but we gotta say the guy is just amazing guy, and he's probably going to watch this because he's not here right now. So, but hey, he's a great dude, man. So we just more than happy to have him here on the podcast. I guess the first time he does a podcast before. So this is going to be a great chance for like everybody who knows more about him, because people only know him on the stream.
Mhm.
Maybe a few people only know him in real life, but most everybody just know him on the stream. So it would be amazing just to see like another side of him right here, right now.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So without further ado, before we keep going on and on, let's introduce the man himself, the man, the
Yes.
myth, the legend, PapaVaz. Welcome to the
PapaVaz.
show.
Welcome, man.
So PapaVaz, here you are, man. Thank you so much for joining us. I mean, this is super crazy. We just kind of, started this podcast idea, and to think that like we get a personality like yours on the show, episode 2 is really incredible. And like I want to thank you for your time because I know your time is valuable.
Definitely.
It means a lot. I mean, it means a lot to us that you take time out of your day to be on here. Thank you.
No, thank you for having me. I'm no big Papi for a while now. He's been hanging out in my stream for I don't know when was the first time that we met, Big Papi, but
Last year.
yeah, right. It was I
October,
started in
maybe?
February of 28 of last year to stream, and we probably met not too far along the road when that happened. But yeah, it's good, man. And I didn't know he had a podcast, so you guys tweeted it out, and he told me, he whispered, he said, "Hey, check it out, see what you think, man." And I was like, "Man, this is cool. You guys have a good little chemistry going." I was like, "Heck yeah, I'll be a part of this."
That's awesome.
That was
So it's my
amazing, man.
pleasure.
You know, I was like talking to Uber, well, Daniel, and we were saying like, okay, we need to have some guests in here. We're going to have eventually, and we didn't know exactly who we're going to have first. And we're like, okay, you know what? Just go and check this guy, né? And I sent him. You were streaming at that time, and I sent him a link to your stream, and I said, okay, yo, check him out, man. What do you think about it? You know, I didn't say nothing. I just check him out. And a few hours later, say like, dude, this guy's amazing. He's got a great.
He's like, "Do we have to really? That's the only choice. Isn't there anybody else?"
No.
All right, real quick, professional streamer here. Watch how fast I gotta watch. My battery's about to die.
Oh, dude.
In my headphones.
I do that
So here
all
we go.
the time.
I'm like one of those guys in NASCAR that's changing tires.
Pretty
See how
good.
fast I can
man.
get this
5
done.
seconds.
I got you in 3.
And we back.
That's the hardest
Back.
part.
There we go.
Long pressing that button. That's the hardest part.
Yes. That's
look,
like
I
seems
don't
like
have a
15
problem.
seconds.
Look, I don't have a problem like that. And then he texts me back, no, and be like, "Wow, this dude is amazing, man. We need to have him. This guy has such a good bias on the stream." I'm like, "I know, man. That's it. He's one of the greatest person. I respect you a lot. You know that, and I love to
I
hang out.
appreciate it. Yeah, we've
and I love
talked.
to hang out on your stream a lot. Because you're really a cool guy. Even though you're Latino, just like me, you're a great guy, man. So it's
I
nothing-
appreciate it.
But there's nothing bad to say about you. So we're definitely going to getting a lot of things in the stream, and we're gonna keep it rolling.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I mean, like Papi alluded to, this is the beauty of Twitch, right? Like, he told me about you. I popped into your stream, and I was like, how did I not know about PapaVaz like all my life? You know what I mean? But that's the way to organically kind of, like meet people, right? Like in this new era of not traveling and having a hard time with all this stuff going
Right.
on, right?
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
and I'm so glad I did. And ever since he showed me, I started hanging out in your stream whenever I could, and that brings me to let's just, why don't you talk a little bit about yourself? Like what made you want to become a streamer? What made you decide like, hey, maybe I can do this? And then also tell us about kind of like what like you have certain things that you do, I think, that sets you apart from a lot of other streamers that I've noticed
Mhm.
right away, and I'm sure everybody that pops in notices right away. So
Yeah.
kind of talk about like what made you kind of decide to take that approach.
It was interesting because I've been part of the MLB The Show community for I would say about a year and a half now, maybe a little bit longer. Where I've always played MLB The Show my entire life. It was. I just recently retired from my federal law enforcement career in December 31st of 2019. And MLB The Show through my entire life has been the unwinding, get home, and just I need to chill for a while. It was like my, it was where I would just unwind every night. It was the game. And I found out about Twitch not through MLB The Show, but actually FIFA. Like the first people I followed on MLB The Show were guys that were playing FIFA, the EA game, and I followed a couple of big guys there, and that's how I learned about Twitch. Once I learned about Twitch through them, I said, well, MLB is a game I play. Let me see who's streaming this game. And there weren't that many people back then. Now there's a billion. But back then there wasn't that many people. So I started following a few of the guys, and I was like, okay, this is cool. And more so to learn about the game. I was always a guy that would play franchise mode. I was never into the online portion of it. I love the online franchise aspect of the game where you can interact and actually have a league with your friends. But when they took that away, I was like, well, that stinks. So how am I going to get my competitiveness fixed now? And it was like Diamond Dynasty. So I go into Diamond Dynasty, and there was so much to it. I was like, well, I don't know how to do half this stuff. So then I started following other people and watching other streamers. Okay, just to get tips and pointers and just advice and whatnot. And I started meeting some really cool people that always were responsive, were accepting, were always willing to help and give advice. It was a really cool community. I ended up meeting a couple guys that that I had a little bit of things in common with. Lived in the same town. We're born in Puerto Rico, just like I am. I was so it was kind of cool, and I started meeting more and more, and I would just hang out in different streams. And it was right around, I want to say, September, October of 2019 when I was eligible to retire from my career at 50. So my birthday was in October. I was like, I was at the point where, like, you know what, I'm ready. I'm ready to get out. It's been 23 years. And then I was like, maybe there's something I could do part-time, because I knew once I retired, I would still need to work. But I said, maybe when I get another job after I retire, I can do this part-time, just for fun. My wife was one that, this is the funny part. So my wife could care less about baseball. She hates the fact that me and my son plays video games. Like, if it was up to her, she would throw the stuff out the window.
Same.
Oh my God.
So what the weird thing is, when I approach her about it, I was like, hey, maybe when I retire, maybe this is something, and I would show her people streaming. Maybe there's something I would want to do, and she was like, yeah, you should do it. And that was like, oh wait a minute. So this is a way for me to play video games a lot with my wife's approval? Like, she's not going to get mad at me? What, are you kidding me? This is a no-brainer. Yeah, I want to stream. So I started doing research. It took me about 3 or 4 months of watching YouTube videos, checking to see what the best equipment was. Because I know how I am. When I want to get into something, I want to do it right. Like, I wanted to be, because I wanted to be committed. If I spend, some of my retirement funds on equipment and cameras and monitors, this and that, I know it's going to keep me committed to the process and see it all the way through. And but in the process of me doing all my research, I would go into streams and I would chat to people and pick their brain about how to. And everybody I spoke to, I wasn't a ton of people, but the ones I did speak to were always very, very supportive. And man, yeah, you should do it. And this game is supposed to be coming out in multiple platforms soon, and now is the best time, and the timing is perfect for you. And I was like, okay. So I decided to retire in November of that year, and then December 31st was going to be my last day of work. So I retired. I got another job afterwards, and when I got my retirement, post-retirement job, I was still doing all the preparations for this, and I was waiting for my new PC to get in. But while I was at that job, all I could think about was what I was about to get started, my part-time streaming career. So, it just got to a point where I was like, I was sitting down at the job one day, and my mind was totally over here. I was working on emotes and scenes and transitions and stuff, like sending, asking people to help me with this and that. And I was like, one day I was at work, I was like, you know what? Nah, I worked 23 years of my life, and now I'm back to the same, grind 8 in the morning to 6 at night, and, stuck in traffic. I'm like, I would have not retired if this is what I wanted to keep doing. So I said, you know what? That next day I went to the work and I said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm done. This is it. I'm gone. Thank you for the opportunity. I went that same night and I hit the live button.
Wow.
And I had such so many friends already in the community that were ready to support me, that as soon as I fired that stream, it was, and I'm not gonna lie, there was a lot of hiccups. I mean, I fell flat on my face because the audio wasn't working, that wasn't working. Everything I thought I was perfect was not. But the beauty of it was that there was guys there that just picked me up, dusted me off, and said, just do this, do that, do that. Boop, boop, boop. Next thing you know, I was on. And that was February 28th of 2020 when I started. I streamed for 200 consecutive days for at least 8 or 9 hours a day from that moment forward.
Wow.
In my first night of streaming, I completed 6 out of the 7 requirements to become affiliate. That's how many people were there waiting to support me and give me love and welcome me into the community. So I know that's not the road that a lot of people take. I was very fortunate to have that kind of backing when I got started. I was very fortunate to be able to be in a position where I'm retired now. I can dedicate 100% of my energy to this. I have the funds, fortunately, to be able to invest in. This is an investment. I'm investing in something I want to do. Till I take my last breath. And it's been a blast. And talking about meeting you, that's what I get a kick out. It just so much happiness from meeting guys like you guys. That's why I always jump at the opportunity to do something with somebody, because this is such a beautiful community. We all think about it. We all have things in common. We share the same interest. We play video games. We love baseball. It's just and then the timing of the pandemic with it all. For a lot of people, it was a negative and it was a horrible thing for a lot. But the way I look at it is like I got to meet so many incredible people that right now I consider lifelong friends because of what went on with the pandemic and the fact that we were all stuck here with each other. That's what got me started. And now, as far as my style and the ideas that I came up with, that came back to like back in the days when in October and November, I would wake up in the middle of the night at 3 a.m. with an idea. And I was like, I want to do this. And I would do that.
Happens sometimes. And
it's not stuff that I'm going to do this because nobody's doing it. It was like things that I thought were going to be fun for me. Because first and foremost, if I'm not having fun and I'm not having a good time here, I'm not going to project that to the people that are watching me. That, if I'm here sitting miserable or feel like this is a job, then you guys are not going to get that same vibe. So that's why this whole thing behind me, that sets the mood. As soon as I walk into that door, I'm in my happy zone, my happy place.
Yeah.
So that's what you're gonna get from me. The happy, like energy and great vibes, and that's all you're gonna get from me. So I just would wake up in the middle of the night and I was like, oh man, this will be cool. This will be funny, just different things. And then I started. The first thing I did, and I haven't done it in a while. It drained me, so I stopped doing it. I had my first theme was a Marley Monday. So I was playing reggae music while I was playing my favorite video game, hanging out with cool people all the time. And I had my Marley wig with the dreadlocks and my glasses, and I would do my
Hey, not that one.
This one. Hey, man. This is Papa Marley here. What you doing? How you guys doing today?
And it was just, and then the next day I would do something else, and the day after that I would do something else, and just ideas kept coming to me. I just wanted. The thing is, I get bored easy, so I said I can't be doing the same thing over and over and over and again. I mean, I worked in a job where every day I woke up not knowing what the hell I was going to be doing that day. It wasn't like that typical, sitting in front of a desk doing tedious work over and over and over and over again. It was totally interesting and different, dynamic every day. So I wanted the same feel in this. I wanted to have that being dynamic and just being different every time. And then I realized people were digging it. I didn't realize that how important it is for some people, especially during the pandemic, to come somewhere where they just need to clear their mind, relax, have a good time, take their minds off of what's going on in their life for a few minutes. All that stuff, that caught me off guard. That's one of the things that and I know I'm talking a lot already after the first question.
Oh, but, please, just keep going.
One of the things that when I started streaming, I did not expect and caught me off guard was the impact that we have on other people's lives. The impact that we can have if we use this platform correctly. And I was not prepared for that. I am now. I'm ready. I know what to expect. But it caught me off guard, and I got emotional many times at stream, and I do when I was streaming, because you didn't realize how you were impacting, especially like younger kids that didn't have like a father figure at home, and so I took that role seriously, responsibly, and I was like, yep, this is my. You want to go rage somewhere else. There's plenty of other streamers that love to rage and yell and scream and cuss. Mine's gonna be different. That's not how I am in real life. This is how I'm in real life. Chill, have a good time. Good attitude, positivity. I'll never hate this game. I'll never talk bad about this game. If I do bad in this game, it's not the game's fault. It's my fault. And that's the approach I took. And fortunately for me, it was something that people were looking for or needed or wanted because they weren't getting it elsewhere. So that's the whole thing behind the themes and the entertainment and the energy I try to bring is because of all that. Next question.
Yeah, we only got two more.
Well, we got two more and we're done with this.
No, but I mean that was great, and as you guys that are watching right now can probably tell already, like PapaVaz has a great presence about himself, right? And it's like your positivity, your vibes, it's contagious, And I would argue if I didn't love baseball, if I didn't love MLB The Show, I would pop in and you would give me a tablet and pop up your stream. I would still feel those same vibes, and I would likely just hang out just to have a good time. And and that's something that's truly remarkable, and not everybody has that. Obviously, I mean that's something that just a select few, in my opinion, have. But the way that you're doing it, I mean, the right way, and like you're saying, just you never know. That's the thing, you never know who's watching, right? There's
Right.
like you said, people from all walks of life, kids. Every person you could imagine might pop into your stream, and you portraying those vibes and positivity and just being just a really good guy. I mean, that goes a long ways. You take the baseball, the MLB The Show, you take all of that out of it. I mean, there's a deeper core to this than that, and I think you're doing a great job at just like portraying that and making like your stream is not just. And there's a few other people. It's not just a stream. I mean, it's like it's a community, right? And it like so, some like I used to think of watching a stream like watching a TV show, but it's so much more than that. You know what I mean?
You can interact with this TV show.
Exactly.
Right?
And then you learn about the people, right? And it's not a 30-minute TV show. It's maybe a 4-hour, 8-hour, and you get to talk about all kinds of things, not just the game. And you start feeling so connected to the person to where you look at them like a part of your family or friends, and that's like that to me is like honestly amazing. And it's interesting how the entertainment industry has kind of changed in that sense,
Absolutely.
And that's what I like about the stream from PapaVaz because I've been watching you a lot. Sometimes I don't always write on the chat because I'm doing something different or something like that. But like I say, I'm always lurking. And I always see like when somebody say hi to you, you know exactly who that person is. If that person comes to the chat like every time, you know exactly who it is. Hey, how you doing? And you were doing this last time, and how you went to the appointment doctor or whatever it is. Because I know you've been doing that because I know you care about the people. And it's not about to having like 100,000 people on the stream. It's just if you have like 80 or 100 people, you can interact with and get to know. Actually, they actually coming back because okay, he actually who knows who I am, take care, and that's amazing. Actually, that's pretty much why people always come back. And I know with now with the show 21 coming out, you've been doing amazing so far. And I'm really, really happy for you, like amazing happy because I know you are one of the great guys on this community. So it's really, really good for you.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. It's like I said, it starts with a positive vibe. When you have a positive vibe, you attract positive people.
Exactly.
Somebody that wants to come in with negative vibes, to my stream in particular, they'll come in and they will try, and they'll realize, you know what, I'll go somewhere else because it's not going to work here. They'll go bother somebody else that's angry at the time or angry at the game, and here they try and come and mess with the vibe, and it's just not going to happen. Not only because of me, but of the people hanging out in the stream. It's like, look at this guy. See you later. There's no room here. There's only good vibes. We only have good vibes, and that's what I've learned a lot too. It just spreads like wildfire. It's incredible. I met some incredible guys that. Like, for example, Taco, I mean, he's like a brother to me now. He flew with his wife from his home in Texas to where I live here in Charlotte, not to meet me while they were doing something. He flew specifically to hang out with me. I mean, that's the sense of camaraderie and things that you can build if you're starting your streaming life and you have the eye on the prize. yes, the you know, the subs is great, and the bits and the donations are great, but the true prize, if the true prize is not the bonds that you can form with people, then you have it all wrong. You're not going to get out of it everything that you can get out of it.
Yep.
Connections and the networks and the friends that you can, the friendships you can form for the rest of your life have no price.
Yeah. Exactly. Well said. I mean, that's very well
Definitely.
said. So let's take streaming out of it.
Mhm.
Let's take even MLB The Show out of it. I think I know this answer, but maybe a lot of people that are watching, listening to this don't. You have a background in baseball too, right? You've
I played collegiately. I went to Florida State University my freshman year after I left Puerto Rico after graduating high school. I spent a year there in '87. I redshirted that year, and the following year, because I didn't think I was going to play till my junior year, and I was not used to being on the bench. So I was like, you know what, I want to play now. So I ended
Nobody
up
likes
getting
to
an
be on the
opportunity to
bench.
Huh?
Nobody likes to be on the bench.
No,
I've been there.
not this guy. So I got an opportunity to transfer to University of North Carolina at Charlotte, and I transferred there in '88. And since I got redshirted at Florida State, I was able to maintain my eligibility. So I started there as a freshman. I ended up playing there 4 years. I had an okay freshman year, not too good sophomore and juniors, and an amazing senior year, which is what got me the opportunity to play professionally. I signed in as a free agent in the Atlanta Braves minor league system, which I played in for 2 years. Not expecting it. I thought, okay, well, I got my degree, and next thing you know, I got an opportunity to play professionally, and it was like a dream come true that I never expected was going to happen. And so yeah, that's my background. I mean, playing baseball my entire life. In Puerto Rico, growing up, baseball is like a religion.
It is.
So you can imagine, and then the love for the sport just translated to the video gaming world. Once I couldn't play competitively IRL, where was I gonna get that competitive fix? It was MLB The Show. That was it for me. It wasn't called that then back then when I started playing. It had a different name, but
right.
Anytime I got to play a video game that was baseball related, that's where I would get my fix at.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing, man. And I think it shows, like from even your early days, like you're very competitive. I think, proud, and I think that just translates into like probably what you've transitioned doing in your life, your daytime job that you've had for many years, and now in streaming. You kind of carry that pride and that you're serious about it, which is like really impressive. You know what I mean? Like, I personally, I gotta say, I've done a lot of things the wrong way when it comes to content creation and streaming and all that stuff. And I wish that I took your approach, but it's really inspirational, like to see you where you are now and kind of see you approach this next chapter in your life, out of the 8 to 5 job, and you decided to do this no matter, like you were saying, take the money out of it. You're not, you were just, you needed something to do with your time, right? Like you were not,
right,
and sort of a purpose, right? And that's really impressive because like you forged this community now that like I don't think you'll be able that like you're gonna that like you said you'll be in it until the very end now at this point, right? Because
no, I mean it's from with this start, it's like the momentum is 100% going forward, and I think to myself, if in 1 year I was able to meet so many incredible people, and I mean every day we hang out in the community vibe Discord. It's a community vibe Discord. I have my Discord. I'm never there because
same.
Taco created this community vibe Discord, which he's sharing with his friends, and I was like, well, I'm always hanging out over here, so this will be my Discord too then, and I hang out there every day. It's like you get to hang out with friends, even though you can't hang out in real life, but it's still you get to play like for example, we're talking about that yesterday, where we're all grinding this game at the moment. All right, there's a ton of things to do.
Yes,
so yeah. So,
yes,
but how cool is it now that before you used to do this grind by yourself, right? You're in the living room on the TV, and you're just playing, not talking to anybody, ignoring your girlfriend or your spouse, and But now you're like hanging out in Discord, and you're all doing this together, and sharing what you just accomplished, and they're telling you about what they just did, and they just pulled a diamond, and we're all pulling packs together, and it's just like a shared experience that enhances the whole experience for me. And even though I, as a former athlete, I take it the competing seriously. Obviously, we all like to win. At the same time, I sit back and realize this is just a video game. Okay, this is not gonna make or break me. It's a game. All right, this is supposed to be fun. I'm not gonna be throwing my controller against the wall because I just lost. Okay, I'm okay with losing. It's okay to lose to somebody. There's always somebody better than you. Okay, and that's what makes it fun. Because sometimes that guy that's better than you can actually beat, and it's fulfilling. But it's a game. This is what was therapy for me for so many years, and now I'm going to treat this game as like, oh, this causes me so much. No, this is the same game that was therapeutic. It's still therapeutic, but in a different way, in a different platform. And I can share with the one thing that I love to share with everybody is that you don't have to be angry at it's okay to lose. It's okay to, yes, the AI glitched out and made some crazy animation that cost you the game. Laugh at it. It's funny. It's nothing to be angry about. So it's good for me to show the people that there's another way of looking at this game, and I take a lot of pride in that. People they're like, I don't know how you can do it. I'm like, we choose how to react to things. It's all in your head. It's all you'll be mentally strong, man. You decide whether you want to be angry, mad, sad, happy, whatever. You control your thoughts. I control my thoughts, and I choose to be joyful and happy and positive, and that's how I approach this game.
I mean, sometimes I would definitely would like to be like you, because I know, like, you care about it, but at the same time, say, okay, I lose the game. Sometimes I lose. For me, it's like I don't care about losing. It's just how I lose.
Mhm.
Like, if I know, so it's definitely happened to you. You can beat that guy because in your mind, in your heart, that you're better than him, and he still beats you because something happened in the game. Like, it went his way, not your way.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's where I had a problem with. It's not about losing. I know, I like I said, I'm not the best player in the world. I'm not even close to be. I know it's like a million people better than me out there. That's fine. I know that, But
Yeah.
if I can beat somebody because I know I can, and then some way, somehow the game screwed me, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna actually be turned off the PlayStation and then just go off and just not touch it for the rest of the day. That's me, Like I said, I want to.
I gotta
reach
work
that-
with you, Big Papi. I gotta
Yeah,
work with you.
definitely, please. I want to reach that level.
This is
All right, let me.
therapeutic.
Okay, so in IRL, you think the Dodgers feel like they should have beaten the Cincinnati Reds or so and so because of the Dodgers? But no, they on that specific day, for whatever reason, the mighty Dodgers lost to the lowly whatever team it is they lost to. It's part of life. It's part of baseball.
It is,
and I know
it
it's
is.
hard to accept. But instead of using it as a anger, use it as something to motivate you. Don't. It's like I tell people when I have a name for people that dashboard when you're hitting a home run and they dashboard because they don't want you to register. In my stream, we call them. I'll ask chat. Okay, what do we have here? What do I call these people? Weak-minded. I always tell, don't be weak of mind. Don't be a dashboarder. Don't. It's okay to lose. It's okay to lose. It's. I don't know. That's just me. But yeah.
And that's
no
just
anger. No.
I'm sorry. It's just sometimes the game just get the best out of you. I really try. Like, I really, really try hard not to. And that's what I avoid BR, playing BR. That's for the reason. Like, I don't play BR because I know myself, and I know BR is just unpredictable. Like, people who play BR every day enjoy. Respect to you guys. I just don't know how to do it.
Mentally,
I cannot do it.
really strong.
Really mind strong. I just don't know how they do it.
Well, this is
I
a
don't either.
this is a great example of why to hang out in PapaVaz's stream, right? I mean,
Oh yeah, definitely.
he's not. I mean, like he can be your mentor as well. To try to. I mean, I rage sometimes too, but 2 seconds later, I'm usually laughing about it too. Because it's ridiculous and it's like that just happened. What are you gonna do about it, right? But
Yeah.
sometimes it's easier said than done, and I get that. And
Of course.
and it's also like an age thing. Like when you're like as a kid, like it might be different. Like and you learn over the years. Like, okay, there's bigger fish to fry, right? Life I mean, hey, we're playing a video game. Life's pretty good, right? There's
Yeah,
Right.
life pretty
so
good.
much
Yeah,
other stuff
exactly.
going on out there. So, but let's talk about the game a little bit. PapaVaz, you've played this, I'm assuming MLB The Show since '06 when it came out, and previously there was other stuff that we've all played, right? But
Yes, sir.
what do you think of the game so far this year? Like, what are your just kind of your broad views overall? You know, we don't have to get into every mode, but
Right.
you know, what do you think when you
Yeah.
popped it on for the first time? You know, and started kind of navigating and looking what's out there. What did you think?
Well, for the most part, picture you sitting down with MLB 20 and saying, "Okay, man, I wish what things would I want to be improved in the next version of this game? What would I like?" And you create a list of I would want this, and this. And all of a sudden MLB 21 shows up and your list is like, check that. Yep. They fixed that. Check. They added this, they added that. And it's just been, let's start with the fact that my favorite idol player of all time is finally in this game.
Yes.
I know.
For me, that in itself that we have Roberto Clemente is a victory. Like we could have been given poop for the rest of the content, and I would have found MLB 21 to be the greatest version of the show ever, just for that fact alone.
Definitely.
That aside, the fact that the pitching seems more accurate, you're making less mistakes, less pitches are going, or veering into the middle of the happy zone. And from feedback that I've gotten from a lot of the people in the community and guys that play really competitive, they're very happy with how the pinpoint pitching is working and how much better it is than last year. The fact that the base running is fixed, just so many different animations and fielding that they've added. There's never going to be a perfect game. That putting that aside, we're always going to find new glitches, and I already have in this game. But they've fixed a lot of things and a lot of concerns that we had from last year. Is there things that they can probably change and tweak and fix? Yes, of course, there always will be. But I 100%, I loved MLB 20. A lot of people hated it. Maybe it's just me being, positive.
Yeah,
I'm in love with. I'm in love with MLB 21. Not only because I'm in loving and enjoying the content and the way the game's playing it on a next gen console, but the fact that everybody else, for the most part, other than the server issues, are also loving this game. That brings me joy too, because now we can be happy together. I'm not the only idiot standing in the corner like, I love this game, and 95% of the rest of the community like, this game sucks. So I feel like I have people with me now.
I just find people saying like the game sucks when they lose it. Let's be clear about that.
Yes,
Because I've been on a lot of other people's stream. I don't want to say name. They've been saying, "Oh, this game is amazing," and the next 2 days say, "Oh my God, this game sucks. Why they don't fix this?" And I'm like, "Okay, he's losing." I just not going to come. I just like, "Okay, he's losing." So it's not just the game. The game always going to have problem. Any game is going to have problem. That we know that. No game is perfect.
Well, one thing you got to understand of the human psyche is that a lot of people don't know how to handle losing, failure,
Yeah.
and when they fail, they got to find who or what to blame. Okay, it can't be me, because it has to be the game, or it's got to be that person cheated, or this or the other. I mean, I've seen people already say, like, they go 0 for 3 with a certain player, and they're already commenting, they must have nerfed hitting already. Like, this game hasn't even patched, and just because they didn't get 3 home runs with a certain player, the game is nerfed. And I've seen comments on Twitter where, or other people saying, "Oh, this game needs to be nerfed because there's too many hits. Like, I'm allowing too many hits, so it's the game's fault." And it's just, and that goes back to the negativity or the toxicity comes from people not accepting that it's okay to lose. There's nothing wrong with that. If you lose, it doesn't make you a loser. All right, it doesn't. It's okay. You don't have to go find who to blame. It's all right. And but that's just, it comes with mental maturity and a lot of other things, that psychological reasons we don't have time to speak about.
No kidding.
I believe people you expect to be like 300 in all for the whole season and never lose any game, and it's just not going to happen. Like, not even the best player in the world is going to lose maybe like a 50, 80 games a year. And us, we just regular play, we're going to do maybe 100 or 200 games. It's going to happen. But it's just like you say, Papa. It's about the mentality of the people. If you think the game sucks, it's not you. Sometimes it's not the game. It's you. You don't have to go and trash the game on Twitter, on the MLB The Show
Right.
page, or just delete the game and then download it again. It's not like that.
Right.
But I
Oft-
guess it's just come with age, I believe.
and oftentimes it's more than one thing, right? One variable plays into what happened. Like, there's a lot of, it's just like life, right? Like, stuff happens, and guess what?
Exactly.
You know what though? I mean, it goes back to the old saying: you got to learn how to lose before you learn how to win, too. Right?
Absolutely.
And the best thing that I can say about that is, learn from your losses if you do lose, and like Papa said, the angrier you get, you're probably not gonna accomplish much. The best thing is to do, just look at what happened, and you learn from it. You dust yourself off, and guess what? Tomorrow's another day. We're playing video games.
Right.
Life's pretty good, right? In
Pretty
a
much.
sense. So, Papa, you alluded to this. I think you answered one of these questions already
Mhm.
for us. Favorite player growing up. Favorite baseball team to root for.
My favorite baseball team when I was growing up and in college, my college years, it was the Cubs. Just because had a lot of access. Back then it was like CBS for the Braves, WGN for the Cubs. You got to see all the Cubs games. I loved Harry Carey. I was an infielder, and I loved Ryan Sandberg. And he was like, I had a poster of him in my dorm room, and one of Andre Dawson, the Hawk. And it was like, because I got to see them a lot. But then when I ended up getting signed with the Braves, after I finished playing with them, I felt just a sense of loyalty to the organization. So I remained a Braves a fan. I've always loved the way the organization handles business, and they seem to always do things right. They've always had great people up in the exec. John Sherholtz, and this always great people running the organization. So it's been easy to stay a fan of Atlanta. They seem to always do the things right. Favorite player, Chipper Jones, obviously one of the best Braves in the history of the franchise. Just love the way he went about his business. I got to see him play. When I was in single A, he was in triple A in the organization. So I got to see him in his young years as well.
Wow.
Just good memories. Even though we've won one World Series after so many divisional, championships, it's pennants.
Yeah.
But it's still a top-notch organization, easy to root for, and in my opinion, proximity to where I live now. I'm in North Carolina. They're in Georgia. I can go, drive 4 hours and be at a game if I want to. But yeah, Chipper Jones. Now the current franchise, you love seeing the new Ronald Acuna. If there was a level above Major League, he would be playing in it right now. That's how good this kid is.
Yeah.
Guys like Dansby Swanson, Freddie Freeman, the consummate professional, Ozzy Albies. It's just a great team to root for right now. They're in a good spot. They weren't always there, but since I've been a fan of them, they've always been a good team to watch. So those are my. But Clemente, as far as where I was born, he's a legend. I got Clemente everywhere. I got a painting back there behind me. I got the bobblehead here. I had like jerseys and stuff. It's if you're from Puerto Rico, and you don't know who Clemente is, or you're not a fan of him, then that Puerto Rican card needs to be taken away from you.
Definitely should
No
be.
kidding.
But yeah,
Clemente is just more than baseball. He was great in baseball, but he was even better in life.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Since
Exactly.
the way he died, just helping other people in Nicaragua, I believe, in December 31st. I don't remember the year right now. But that just told you amazing. He went to that. It was like I don't know, something happened in Nicaragua, and he went
Earthquake.
to help.
It was an earthquake.
Exactly, it was an earthquake, and he went and helped those people out there and died trying those people. That for me is a hero. Like forget about baseball right there. Just that alone for me is a hero. And then you put baseball in there. And he got like his last 3,000 hit on his last at bat.
On his last at bat was his 3,000.
And then he dies. That's amazing. That's a better story. You just can write that. It's just amazing. So Roberto Clemente is definitely better, bigger than baseball.
Not only for Puerto Ricans, but Latin Americans in general. Clemente just symbolizes something beyond the sport and just the kind of humanitarian he was. He heard that the supplies that were being sent to Nicaragua after the earthquake, were landing in the wrong hands, and he felt like, well, if I'm there, that's not going to happen. So he gets on a flight to make sure that the supplies that he's helping get together to send over there are not falling in the wrong hands, against his son's wishes, because his son had a bad feeling that that he didn't want him on the plane because he was going to die right before he left. Just a lot of things. But even before that, the kind of character that he had, he was also playing in a era, just not to the level of Jackie Robinson, what Jackie Robinson got to see and face and experience, but in a different degree of that. And being Hispanic, but he always was fighting for to represent whatever cause needed to be represented at the time. He was already very vocal. He always cared about the bigger picture, not just his what was going on for him. He was a man of the people. He would be criticized for it at times, but it's just the way he was brought up. He was a very simple guy that brought up from a very simple background and had a strong character and an amazing heart. And it translated to his performance on the field, but also his performance off the field. And that's why he's revered like he is now. And hopefully, my wish is that MLB, just like they retired 42, one day will retire 21 as well. The fact that they had the day last year in the season where all the players wore number 21, I think that's a step in the right direction. And we got him now on MLB The Show, so I don't know, maybe one day.
I agree.
Let me ask you something about the show. How do you feel when you find out that he wasn't the collection reward at the end? Because I know you were waiting that might be like, you saw Clemente be like, okay, he has to be the 99 for the reward, for the collection reward. How do you feel when it was Chip Joe? Even though I know you are a Chip Joe fan and Atlanta fan, which is great, it's not bad, but I was waiting for Clemente or Hank Aaron, maybe. Let me know.
All right. That. I was pleasantly surprised. Like, I was so happy because my main thing was like, oh my God, because I decided last year during 20 that, all right, for 21, I'm going to be no money spent. All right. And I always said to my people in the chat, the only thing that will change that if it's Clemente is announced as being part of this game, then it's all bets are off and forget it. I'm going to try and get him as fast as possible. So I was already mentally prepared to have to spend a lot of money to get Clemente as quickly as possible. So although some people say, well, he should be this and he should be that because of what he meant to the game and he should be the collection, I'm looking at the other way around I'm thinking with my wallet. I'm like, I hope he's like if he's going to be a collection award, let it be for like, we get Clemente if we collect all the minor league stadiums. All right. Let that one be the collection reward because I wanted to be cheap. And then on day one, when they tell us, when we find out it's going to be free, I lost it. I was like, yes, I can go back to the no money spent, and oh man, I was thrilled. Not only because I get to get him free, but guess what? Now everybody else has to get him too. All right, and maybe young kids that didn't know who Roberto Clemente was,
they might look
and now
him up.
They have to use this free Roberto Clemente card. They'll be like, well, why? Why are they giving us this free diamond? Well, who is he? Let me go look on YouTube, and now they're learning who this incredible human being is.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was super glad. I wasn't one of those that were like, oh, he should be a collection reward because no, that's just ego. That would be my ego talking. I was so happy. I'm just glad everybody gets to use them. Now for the 99, and this is another thing I said about Clemente. I was so excited about this card. I have a lot of people that say they're Pittsburgh Pirate fans. They've already benched him for a better bat or somebody with more power. Not me. I said, I don't care if I'm hitting $115 with Clemente. He's going to be patrolling right field for me from day one till the very last day. This 84, 85 diamond will only be replaced by his upgraded card.
It's 99.
Nobody's allowed. The only reason, if you see me playing the game, if you don't see him in right field, either I'm playing BR and I didn't get to draft him, or I'm playing an event and he's not eligible. That's the only reason. I specifically am using a uniform. I had this guy Nikolai Papuski, a friend of the community, that designed my uniforms for 21 back in 20 that are kind of like the 74 Braves retro unis, that style. But since Clemente I was like, man, it'd be cool if I could have a uniform that Clemente would feel good in, the black and gold Pittsburgh. So he he pretty much replicated that same uniform I had, but with the Pirates colors and the Pirates font. For my custom unis. So now Clemente's in right field, wearing his colors, feeling good at home. He's perfect.
That's amazing.
As soon as I saw the trailer and I saw Clemente, I was like, PapaVaz is just a happy man.
Yeah.
I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe because I'm watching that. And I wasn't streaming at the time. And I see the tweet. I have their tweet where it alerts me when they post something. And I was watching Taco stream and True Smog and some other guys. And Paul Cini, I was watching him as well. And they tweeted out, "Oh, there's this YouTube video," and I was like, "Okay, that's cool." So I go into Taco's stream because Taco was almost falling asleep already. He had been streaming for so long, and he was just like, I said, "Well, let me give him this so he can tell show the video clip to his chat." So I said, "Hey, Taco, they just posted. This is before I even saw it. I said they just posted a tweet with a video with a reveal or something." And he's like, "Oh, okay." So I send him the link, and then I hit play on YouTube, and I'm watching it. And it gets to that part where they show the feet in right field at the beginning, through the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, nah, it can't be. Nah, there's no way. There's no way. Like I was already saying, like it's gonna be Gregory Polanco out there with the retro uniforms or something. And sure enough, at the very end, and they, how they go to the trailer and then they do the last bit, kind of like the Avenger movies. So I'm here talking to Taco and watching him watch the video with the chat, and then I see that after the trailer, there's something else, and I look over, and I was like, I started like hyperventilating, I started yelling. My wife comes and says, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Clemente's in the game," and then I'm texting, the Clemente's again, and I'm like, and I go into Taco's chat, and then I'm at Paul Cini because he's a Pittsburgh Pirates fan, and I'm like, "Did you see that?" And he's screaming in his stream. It was just a glorious moment that I'll never forget it. It was so exciting.
That's really neat. And back to like MLB The Show, San Diego studios, like they just get it. Like I feel like they like to give that card to everybody on day one, and it's a diamond and stuff like. That's really cool. Like, and like it's almost feels like the right thing to do, but like I feel like some games they don't take that same approach. And like when I saw that, like that day when that game comes out, we're probably very similar. All three of us, we play Diamond Dynasty. It's like opening up presents on Christmas Day, right?
Oh yes,
You check your inventory. Granted, you're trying to figure out the menus, and it's like a brand new shiny bike, and then there's this, and there's this pack, and wait. They're giving me this card for no way. I mean, like, and it goes back to I just in that moment when I got the Clemente card, I just thought, man, like they get it. Like that's really cool. You know what I mean? And they've done that on multiple occasions now, where it just takes me by surprise. That I'm just like, wow, wait. Like even the player program objectives, like the Houston Street and stuff. Like I don't even consider it a grind because, like, to me, the moments are fun.
It takes you 20 minutes.
20 minutes to get a diamond card. That's awesome. And by the way, you can collect it and get a bunch of XP. That's going to give you a bunch of other stuff. I really love how I always feel rewarded for hopping into the game. And it doesn't. There's the grind of doing, but it never feels too daunting to me because I feel like I'm always accomplishing something while I'm trying to accomplish like a bigger picture. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but that's just kind of the sense I get when I hop in. I'm like, even if I see a goal that's kind of far out and I have to maybe play for a few weeks or maybe even months to achieve it, I'm hitting all these milestones in between that are really cool. Like, and I don't know, how do you guys feel about that? How the progression system and the reward system works in MLB The Show?
I mean, I definitely learned something from last year, and it was do every single program, every single card reward they give you a free diamond, even if you're not going to use it, just do it. Doesn't matter.
Sell. Some of them you can sell.
Yeah, some of them you can sell it, or some you can't. Just do it because eventually you're going to need it down the road when they bring out a big collection in the summer. you're going to need it, and you're going to be all the way back again. Do that, and it's just going to take you like a week. And I was learning from that last year. So from now I'm just doing every single program, and I definitely want to do the collection because I did it last year and it was great. It was actually my first year doing it because I never did. I was like, I don't need those guys, the big guy, and I didn't need it. But I was like, everybody has it. Like, I want to try it. Why not? You know what I'm saying? And I just did the Mickey Mantle one, and then the Mitra. It took me a little while. I just didn't do it right away because first of all, I didn't have the stuff to put in the game or the money to put in the game.
Yeah,
It's not going to happen. So for me, it was definitely a no. It's always been no money spending. It takes a few months, yes, 3, 4, 5 months. But I went to know I'm going to get it, and now every single card I get or diamond or big one, I'm not going to sell it because I'm going to do the collection. If I get a double, then great. It's gone. But if not, I'm just going to keep it. Even if it's there, I'm just going to keep it because it's actually really important. And while playing the game, you can actually do so many other stuff.
Right.
I was real quick. I was actually arguing with someone over on Twitter or Facebook, I believe, that he spent $250 on the game. He bought the game and then he spent $250 and he showed me the team like full of bronze and silver. I'm like, are you kidding me? Wait a minute, you spent $250 on this? Who you got? He only had 1 diamond.
Yeah, but
that's he probably opened 100 packs and got 1 diamond.
And bro, like, are you stupid? Just go and do showdowns. Do showdowns until you just can't say the word showdowns anymore.
Team Affinity.
And yeah, I said, I think it's just gonna be a grind. Believe me, I hate it too. I hate it, but I'm gonna do it because I know those cards I'm going to be for now are great so far. Because if you got the money to spend and do the collection, yeah, goes for it. Of course, just do it. But if not, just grind the game.
Can I share a little secret?
Yeah,
go ahead.
I enjoy the showdowns. I'm telling you,
they're much better than last year. Did you do them last year?
Oh yeah,
I didn't touch them last year at all. So maybe that's why it's all new for me.
Well, no, if you did them last year, you would appreciate this year's even more.
Oh, definitely.
Because last year they could be pretty bad. They could be pretty bad.
I'll tell you why I like them. I mean, granted, you get the vouchers to plug into stuff. That's awesome. I like them at this stage in the game for me personally because I don't have a stacked team and stuff like that. I'm a casual player. I'm not competitive enough. My skill level is not high enough to where I have a great time in Battle Royale, to be honest. I'm usually I win 2 and then I lose 2.
Sounds familiar.
But I don't get to 8-0 and then all of a sudden I lose 2. It's not like that. That's not my project. I'm like a 2-2 Battle Royale player. So I enjoy having this little miniature draft and being able to play with different cards,
Right.
And I also enjoy being able to jump in and jump out real quick. Like these moments are quick, and then the bosses are like just you hitting, for example, 15 outs. I have a blast with that. I don't need to. I can skip pitching for a little while. That's kind of cool. So I like just the change of pace in that game mode. You know what I mean? And going back to like collecting the cards, that's another thing. Like I sometimes I collect cards like for nostalgic reasons, not even to play with them. Like I'm like, oh, they got a Jason Giambi ace. Like it's a 72. I'll probably never play with it unless it's for an event or something. Sure. But I want that card now because it's like an ace play. You know what I mean? It's like a nostalgic value. Yeah. And even like the card art is cool. Like certain cards have different cards from different card art from different eras. I like that too. So there's just so much to do. It's like it's content overload.
In SDS, you can criticize them all you want. They care about this game more than any other company cares about their games. Definitely. They're fans of the game. They play this game just as much as we do. They're just as aggravated with the service as we are. Mm-hmm. They could have easily used that Clemente as a money grab, right? Right. They didn't. They give it us for free.
They get it.
They've been doing that for a long time now. It started last year. Last year was like, man, so much content. This is unbelievable. It's like so hard to pick which players to use. And we started this year the same way we ended last year with content. And if you don't catch up, if you don't stay caught up with the moments and the missions and this or the other, you fall behind really quick because they're just throwing stuff at us left and right and left. And it doesn't cost you a cent. It just costs you time. And what does time mean in this game? We love playing this game anyways. We're going to spend time anyways.
Right.
So it's you know, people are gonna be people just, there's some people that like to complain just for the sake of complaining. Let's be honest. That's the way it is. It's the way they're wired. I don't feel I'm totally happy with what's going on now. I understand there's issues. There's a lot that got thrown at them at this time. You know, we don't even know how long of a time period they had to prepare. They should have been known cross-platform. They should have been ready. Yeah, but did they know that it was going to be free? And how long did they know? How much time did they have to know that it was going to be free on Xbox Game Pass? A month? Right. You know, that totally, I'm sure, threw a monkey wrench on their server plans. You know what I mean? It was
right.
So we got to be smart. We got to be understanding. And the game, how many weeks has it been out? A couple?
Right. Or tomorrow it's going to be 2 weeks, I believe.
Let's calm down. And I understand not everybody has the time that I have. Not everybody. Some people have to work or be in school all day, and they only have a small window of opportunity to play this game. And they get online, and the servers are down. I understand that frustration, but don't give up on the game. Just they're gonna get it right. Why? Because they hate it just as much as we do, if not more. Okay, because it's their name, their reputation on the line, not ours. So trust me, just be patient. Everything, the parallels, that's something that came out of nowhere that nobody expected. Well, guess what? It's probably one of the favorite things for everybody right now. The paralleling of this.
How awesome is that? I mean, that is
like now we used to be able to prestige certain players last year. Now you can parallel any player. That's unbelievable. You can grab one guy that nobody ever uses, but he's on your favorite team, and you can just use him just to parallel him, and you could probably be the first one to get him parallel. Some obscure player, you know what I mean?
Right.
Somebody that gave you your first autograph, anything like that.
Right. And again, it goes back to like they get it. You know, like a lot of times you play video games and you, like you were saying, you go like, oh, I wish I could do this. I wish you could do this in this game. I feel like they check so many of those boxes. Like you just said, like like let's say your brother got drafted by the Braves, right? And he's in the AAA right now. Yeah, you can use his card and
play with it.
Nobody else is going to be using him, so you'll probably get to parallel him first, you know?
Right, and that adds a whole nother like unique aspect to the experience you can have with this game, you know? And Big Papi, you were saying, if somebody spent $250, and that's the way they play that game. You know, there's so many ways to play the game. You can play Diamond Dynasty and never even go online as long as the server's right for the progression and stuff. But I mean, I'm not huge online just because, like I said, I get spanked. And I spent probably 65-70% offline and then the other 30 online. And that's
a good combination, though.
And I feel like I have just as much fun with the game as somebody that's going for 12-0 battle royale runs. Everybody can play this game differently, experience it in different ways, and mold their team. That's something on other card-based games you notice a lot. You notice patterns of towards 2 months into the game, everybody's using the same team, right? And I feel like MLB The Show, yes, meta, and there's players that are better than others, but there's still so much variety out there that you're gonna have unique teams all over, right? Like themes and I love it. I absolutely love it. It's amazing.
Last year, we had like so many 99. There was like 6 or 7
pages. Right now there's only 3.
So, and you can just choose like, okay, you might do better with, let's say, Mickey Mantle, and I do better with my Trout, and I can hit with Mickey Mantle, and I just can choose somebody else. We don't have to have the same player. And they learned from I believe 17 or 18 where they had the Immortals. There was the only 99s on the game, so it was like 10 or 11 99s on the game for the whole year or something like that. So after that, there was nobody else was better because and that was really a grind. Like you would really have to spend hours, days. I don't know. That was torture. I don't know how people. I never did it because I was like, nah, I'm not doing this. Forget about it. So in 19, they learned about it. In 20, they actually broke the class. They actually in 20, they just delivered the content. It was amazing. And even we were in the middle of a pandemic too. You have to think about that. So everybody's working from home. Then and they were just giving roasting up day. and content every week and this and that. So it was amazing. And 21, it's going to be amazing too on the content. And the game so far is great. Yes, but our Papa said the service, I know it's kind of, a shitty situation for everybody here right now because we want to hop in the game. Like some people have a few hours, some people don't have too many hours.
Hmm.
And, it's kind of bad when you can go into play the game because let's be honest, we're not playing Road to the Show. Like, at least like 40% of the people are not playing Road to the Show, just playing online, Diamond Dynasty, and this and that. But it's also when you can go offline, like you say, Uber, and actually I spend like 100% of the whole season or of the whole cycle of the game online and play just offline. I mean, that's amazing. And this game is really you don't have to spend any money.
Yeah. And
Right.
and again, they make it very accessible for people of all different gaming habits, right? Like I have two kids,
Right.
two little kids, and I have to pick up my son from school and dinner and stuff. I may not have the time to sit down and do a 9 inning online, 45,
Exactly.
50
Yeah.
minute game.
Right.
Let me hop into some moments. Let me do some, team affinity stuff. And then there's so much cross progression, like intertwined together, that again, I
Right.
always feel rewarded. I go to my inventory, it's like, oh crap, I got 11 packs to open. This is awesome.
Right.
It's definitely, I feel like they get it. They know what they're doing, and it's truly remarkable. Like yes, the servers were down. They're it's sometimes they're down, sometimes they're up. But I mean, it's truly remarkable the amount of
Mm.
people that have flooded into this game this year with their
Right.
cross-platform. And like PapaVaz said, who knows? I mean, who made the decision to put it for free on game? It was likely somebody in a suit rather than like a server guy, right? Or like a developer guy. And boom, now you opened up the floodgates to all these people, which is incredible, right? That's another thing. Like you make the game
Right.
accessible to so many people. People that may not be able to afford a $60 game right now because times are
Right.
tough, but they may have gotten a Game Pass subscription from grandma for Christmas, and now they're exposed to this amazing game.
Amazing.
You take all the other like sports games or whatnot, you can play MLB The Show legit for 12 months, probably still have a few stones unturned, right, of things to do. I mean, it's truly incredible. So, Papa, do you play any other video games? Is MLB The Show? Is
I
that
do.
it?
I do. And so I was a big Fallout fan. The Fallout series, Fallout 76. Some people say I get too many games. I got the new Assassin's Creed, the Valhalla. I got Ghost of Tsushima. I like those kind of games. Like I said, I've always played FIFA. I've been playing. We played FIFA throughout the cycle. What other games? The Call of Duty. I get into all kinds of games. I finally played my first PC game through the Game Pass, which I had always seen it on Xbox. It was never available for PlayStation. But now I got Game Pass on my PC, on my streaming PC, and I was able to enjoy Sea of Thieves. And that's the thing. In our community, we have guys that play a little bit of everything. So we're like, what I needed a break from the MLB grind in 20. So let's you're playing Sea of Thieves. Yeah, let's jump in there together, and we get on Discord and we play that. It's just I do play different kinds of games. That being said, in MLB The Show 20, you know how you could check how much time you spent in the game in your universal profile.
Yeah.
I spent 97 days total game time in MLB The Show 20.
That's
a lot.
impressive. That is impressive.
And I still played a bunch of other video games as well.
Sure.
But going back to what you guys were talking about, one of the things that I thought was a mistake, and I think they realized that in 20 was as far as like the BR rewards and the World Series rewards, where there were certain cards that weren't available unless you got a flawless run or you got a World Series. You got to World Series and ranked. That wasn't the problem. The problem was that those cards weren't even buyable for people that would want to buy it. Let's say I can't go flawless, which I can't. I haven't been able to. And I want to get the Roberto Alomar, but since I can't go flawless, I can't buy them either because they're not available to buy. There's 500 buy orders for that player. Nobody's selling. So I think they realized, you know what? Let's see how we can change that. The fact that now, even if you can't go flawless, you can still get to that reward is awesome.
Yeah.
In World Series, even though you might not be able to make it to the World Series division, you grind and keep playing ranked games, you will get that reward eventually. I think that's awesome. I think that's a great way for making up for what happened in 20. I've never gone flawless, and this year in the first BR program that they put out, I already went all the way through to the very last. I got the flawless reward and I got that Solaire. So it's like I'm seeing the benefit of it. It's super important because there's so many players that are coming in that have never played this game before. Let's say through Xbox. So what happens if they have the same format that they had last year, where you could only get this one card if you go flawless? But you can't buy it either. What if you're coming in from Xbox and your favorite player is Chipper Jones? But you have no way of using it. You can't use it. You can't buy it. You can't even buy stubs to get them. So I think it's that was one of the, and I know a lot of people are the top 50 players that that think that the game revolves around them, that it should be revolved. It doesn't revolve around them. It's revolved around the masses, and now the masses are new players that have never played this before, and it's so evident because everything that they've thrown at us today, to this day, is geared to somebody that's never played this game before. And you can see it in the presentations, in the streams that they did. You could tell that this is all designed and targeting beginning players that have never been here before. So I think that's huge. World Series players that are top 50, they'll still be able to get the rewards. For example, all right, so you make it to World Series, and then you keep playing, and you get the reward at the end. So you get the reward twice for being a better player than most. That's your reward, and you get that nice little icon and thing that you can put there to show off your accomplishments.
Yeah.
But I think that was a huge win for SCS to change that into 21.
Yeah, it was for sure. And like you saying, like people cannot go, to World Series. I was fortunate last year to make it like 3 times. But it's just hard to go to World Series.
Yes,
It was a grind. I remember that day I sat down there. I came from work and I sat down in the chair for like 8 hours straight trying to go from 800 to 900 because every time I was close, there was some try hard. It was just mocking me left and right. I was like, oh my God, one more game and one more game.
The pressure, man. The
yeah,
pressure.
it is. And you actually feel the pressure. Like, I don't want to lose, Please let me match up with someone who is worse than me, so I can just go and make it.
I almost matched you, Big Papi. I made it twice to World Series, and then my third attempt at it, I got to 899, and then I lost like 3 games in a row after that. I was like,
that's the world thing. Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna just give me one more point, like
Yes,
one more to
yeah,
give me 900. That really hurts, And when I did it, like, oh my God, okay. And then I didn't play the run season for like a week because I know never made the mistakes so people listen to us. Never play run season when the season just began. Let's just wait the tryhards to just kill each other, and then just play like 1 week later. And then you're gonna play like easy people. No, really. Because if you play right away, you're gonna play top 50 players.
Yeah, yep.
That's a mistake. I never do that. I always play same with right now. And yeah, I play online a little bit. Okay, I'm a little 300 something. I haven't lost only one game. I'm 6-1 something, but I'm not in a hurry. I'm waiting for people to just keep going and going and going, and then I'm just gonna try and make my 700 this season. So it's just how I play because I like to baby my record.
Are you both on next generation consoles?
No, I'm on PS4. Unfortunately,
Your PS4. How about you?
I'm on PS5. Yeah. I was
Okay, well, little piece of advice. So I created my stadium, which I didn't think I was going to do like till maybe months from now whenever the grind slowed down a little bit. But one night I was just hanging out in Discord and I was like, let me try this out. It took me 4 hours and I created a stadium and I absolutely loved the process. And now I can't wait to do it again.
It's amazing,
but
by the way.
If you play with your created stadium, just that fact alone narrows down the field. Like you don't like I'll never match up with Big Papi in rank because since he's on a PS4, I'll only match up with PS5 and Xbox next gen consoles. So in my opinion, there's probably more people that don't have the next gen than do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I think by playing with the if you got a next gen, create your stadium and fire it up for those online games because the field is gonna go like this, whoop,
right?
And your options might be a little bit better.
I just like I say, I've been playing against a few Xbox players. I'm not the best right now. I know I'm finding just the trashy one. So I hope it's just like that until I get to 900. So I'm fine with it. And if I make it once to World Series this year, I'm fine with it. I just made the World Series. Perfect. I just need to make it like every single season. That's not my grind. I just not into it. For me, it's just to having about fun. If I'm having fun, I'm playing. If
Yeah.
I'm not
Right.
having fun, I'm just not playing. That's it, pretty much. I'm just not going to force myself because this is not a job for me, or for
Right.
any of us. It's just a hobby that we go see and just escape reality for a few hours or a few days, whatever it is. So
It's
that's
funny
it,
that
pretty much.
It's funny that you mentioned the Xbox. I was like, first time I matched up with an Xbox player, I was like, yeah, VR. It was in VR. I matched with an Xbox. He whooped my tail.
Yeah. How great
I was
is
like,
that?
well, so much for that theory. Yeah, I
That's-
was like that. They gave me humble pie really quick.
That's funny. Well,
So
hey,
yeah, don't sleep on those Xbox players.
I will
no,
try.
no, no kidding. And you know what? They'll even the ones that have never played, they'll catch up quick. I mean, people are
Right.
pretty good. So,
Yeah,
well, hey, Papa, man, this was great. Like, thanks again for taking
Yeah.
time out of your day. I know your time is valuable, and we really appreciate it. Why don't you tell
Definitely.
whoever's watching who doesn't know you, where they can find you? Obviously, I highly encourage you guys to check out PapaVaz's stream. I mean, just
Please go.
even if you stumbled on here blindfolded, you clicked on this video, you know nothing about baseball, MLB The Show, please just pop in his stream and just see the vibes and money back guarantee. If you're not instantly put in a good mood watching PapaVaz's stream, I don't know. Well, I'm not gonna.
He will
put it
send
in
you some
writing, but
money.
Yeah. I'll Venmo you guys a bunch of money. But where can the people find you, Papa?
I'm on Twitch, PapaVaz. Just that simple.
Okay.
When do I stream? Almost every day. At what time? At some point. That's a big joke. Just every day at some point I'll be on there. Usually during the day though.
Mhm.
I get up. Obviously, I don't have a job to go to. This is what I wake up to is getting on and streaming. I take my time. Eat my breakfast, and about 11 o'clock. If I'm not on by 12, something's going on. But yeah, by 11 o'clock I'll stream. I used to stream for like 8 or 9 hours. I'm gonna pace myself this time. Probably about 4 or 5 hour stream. And it depends on the day. You might see something different every time you come into my stream. I don't know. I might be wearing a wig one day and listening to country music the next and dancing salsa the following day. So
Or Darth Vader costume, I believe. Yeah, Darth Vader costume, I believe. It was like a while ago I saw. I was like, okay, it's PapaVaz.
yeah, and if you catch me on St. Patrick's Day stream, then yeah, enter at your own risk. I don't know what's gonna happen that day. Me and Bob Ross might be having fisticuffs or something. It's an inside joke, but
By the way,
my people get it.
My favorite one is a Fridays. Latino.
The Latin stream. Yeah, that's where
I'm
I
always
take
there.
pride in my Latin music. So yeah.
I know. I'm always there on Fridays. Don't worry. I'm always there every day, but on Friday, I'm definitely there. I'm not missing the stream.
Yeah, just before you come into my stream on Friday, make sure you move the furniture around.
And
Give
start
yourself
dancing.
a little bit,
Some
room
room.
to dance and move around because I want to make you dance. I promise you that.
Mhm.
But
Oh,
thanks
man.
again. Thanks for man. It was a pleasure. And
Thank
Yeah.
you.
hey, anytime,
Thank you, Papa.
I'll be back and hang out with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
Thank
We
you.
should
So,
definitely
and
wanna do a
we'll
part
link
two.
your channel. Everybody, click on it now. Drop him a follow when he's live. Just pop in there, and you won't regret it. You won't regret it. So thanks.
Say
again.
hi. Say Papi and Uber sent me.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, thank you so much, man. It was amazing.
Thank you.
Thank